Hi guys, Bill Maeda. I want to thank you for all your nice questions and comments from my video yesterday. I'm going to try to answer as many of the questions that you guys sent as possible. There were some recurring themes that would come up, and I'm going to try to address those first, and then if we have any time left, I'll go into others. All right, so at hashtag chair asked, what motivated you early on in life and what motivates you now? In regards to my fitness, if that's what the question is referring to, when I was younger, from the time I was about 12 to maybe into my teens and in high school, I wanted to be a soldier. I watched a lot of movies, I grew up in the 80s, so we had Van Damme and Schwarzenegger and Stallone and a lot of Vietnam vet movies and Chuck Norris, all that. So I wanted to be a special forces soldier. I had no interest in athletics in high school or even before. Zero. To this day, I don't even care if I watch the Super Bowl. I know a lot of you are gonna unfollow and unsubscribe after that, but I'm sorry. That's just how I am. But my training was only for the military. So I only wanted to be durable. I wanted to be able to operate with very minimal sleep and minimal food. And so my training was not really conventional, like trying to get beach body abs and things like that. Yeah, it was all just so I could get into special forces at some point after I graduated. Turns out at 19, I tried to join the Army and the Marines. I went to both, and there was a medical disqualification. I had a surgery in my right shoulder that basically disqualified me from military service. So anyway, what motivates me now are people. I'm married. I have two kids. A wonderful base of clients. I live in a beautiful place with a great community of people. I've now been exposed to the online community, you guys, and this has just been a profound year for me. I know that's been heavy and it's been terrible with the coronavirus and all the effects that it's had on this planet and its people, but this has also afforded me an opportunity to go well outside my little studio that I've been locked in for the last 18 years and to just to meet you guys. So this is what drives me now is people. So yeah. Okay. What do you eat and your daily eating routine? My daily eating routine would appear kind of random to most people. I start every morning with a packet of exogenous ketones. Not going to talk much about those because that's not the point of tonight. And I'm not ketogenic, by the way. In fact, if you saw how much carbs and sugar and other things I consume, you would definitely know I'm not paleo, I'm not keto, I'm none of those things. I am purely instinct and intuition based on the years I've lived in my body. So some days I'll eat Burger King and what we call plate lunches here. They're just basically white rice and macaroni salad and gravy and burgers and eggs and just things piled on a plate. And other days, my whole day is almonds and figs and fresh strawberries and steamed broccoli all day long. It's just weird. I don't know. Some days I'll eat large steaks and then I'll go 3 days only eating vegetarian or vegan. So it's just depends on the mechanism and how it's being used and how it's recovering. So um, I'll do a little more in depth on my diet later on because there's much more to it than what I'm just telling you here. But I'm not trying to hold back any secrets or I'm not using any, aside from the ketones, there's no magic formulas that I'm using. I think I've told you all definitely I'm not using any steroids or drugs or hormones. I never ever have used any of those substances. So yeah, and like I said, what I normally eat, we cook at home as much as we can. I do most of the cooking. My wife is a great cook as well. But when we eat out, though, we don't go to all healthy places. I think I mentioned the other night I just grabbed a triple Whopper with cheese on the way home. I ate pizza. I have ice cream. my daughters want to have a candy bar with me, I'll share it with them. The main thing is I don't eat too much of anything. I walk around in a constant state of hunger. I don't intermittent fast, but I kind of am always slightly hungry, and I stay well hydrated. I drink copious amounts of water. So I know some of you guys think I'm kind of ripped or whatever, that I must be maybe cutting water or restricting water. That is a bad idea all the time. I never do that. I would rather walk around bloated with water than restricting it just to for some kind of a ripped appearance. This sounds a little arrogant. I really don't mean to sound this way, but I don't really care that much about being ripped. It's not anywhere as important to me as it might appear. It's my genetics allow me to look this way. I'm also kind of old. I didn't look like this when I was young, but apparently when you get 52 like me, the collagen and the fat and everything just starts to go away and you get more skeletal. So a lot of what you guys are seeing as ripped is just old man stuff. I mean, when you get my age, assuming you're training whatever, you probably are going to be more defined at my age than you are if you're 20 or 30 or even 40. If you go back to my YouTube channel and you look at how I looked 12 or so years ago, I was much bigger. I was much fuller. And I was just still back then, no steroids, nothing. Eating the same way back then I was eating terribly. That was really bad. A lot of sugar. Anyway, kind of got off the topic there, but Colin Casey show asks, have you ever trained for 371 days before? No, I haven't. I only did that. This was only supposed to be a short experiment. Started about a year ago on May 13, 2020. Shortly after we locked down in Hawaii. I was just doing it to motivate some clients that I was training online. They wanted to see what I was doing for my own workout. And they also wanted to just, make sure that I wasn't just talking smack and telling them to do things I wasn't doing. So, and I actually wasn't. So I thought, okay, I'm busted. So I put I put a few workouts online, just 10 minutes, because that's all I thought they would need. And other people from the YouTube community started responding to the videos in a way that I said, okay, I'll go a little longer. I thought the lockdown would just last a little bit, but it went on and on and on. And so I think at one point I said, I'm just going to do this until things get better. And I don't know, things to me seem to be better now. And I'm just kind of tired and worn out. And once again, I didn't want to make my channel, thank you all, but my channel is getting a little more attention now. And I'm realizing that I have to be a little more careful with how I'm presenting my materials. So I don't want you guys thinking that the way to get whatever ripped or in shape or is to work out every single day. Is to work out every single day for a year or more. I do recommend dedicating time every single day of developing an obsessive habit of dedicating time every single day, at least 10 minutes, for your health. That could be breathing, it could be, I don't know, whatever, something that is just for you and your health. That you should do every single day without fail. But exercising every day and kind of trying to redline everything every single day, you don't need that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so is diet really that important to achieve gains? Yeah, diet is important to achieve gains in anything you want to achieve gains in. If you want to get better grades, a good diet will fuel your brain, assuming it's, it's a good diet for cognitive support, then yes. Even though I don't seem to structure my diet very formally, or I don't seem to spend a lot of time on it, the reason for that is, like I said, my diet is based on basically purely on how I feel. I've been living in myself for 52 years, and that's allowed me a lot of trial and error and the ability to closely feel what I think I need on a given day. Some days it's very high carb, lots of white rice and potatoes and whatever I can get my hands on. And some days, I might even throw in candy bars in there, ice cream. Other days, it's going to be vegan, steamed broccoli, fresh strawberries. I've gone many days where I've just eaten broccoli, strawberries, almonds, and dried figs with lots of water. I do take the ketones every day, but once again, don't want to push those because real food should occur always in your diet before any supplementation. I'll talk to you guys more about the ketones later if you want me to. And I'll tell you exactly how I put them and how they work because they are significant. But once again, real food should be dialed in first, and then whatever supplements later. Okay. All right. Getting kind of long. All right. I'm gonna try to wind this up soon. Make the decision. Okay, I think it'd be great if I point out some difference. Okay, the difference in training at 50. There's a big difference. For one thing, it's hard for me to answer that objectively because in my early 40s, I was diagnosed with almost stage 4 colon cancer. It was serious. I needed to have a large section of my gut cut out. I needed some aggressive chemotherapy. I had to carry a pump around with me out in public that would pump drugs and chemicals into me to try and kill my cancer. So that was about 10 years ago. And I've never felt the same ever since. My joints are now a lot more fragile than they used to be. My recovery windows are much longer. I can work out almost as intensely, but the duration of that intensity is a fraction of what it used to be. And it's confusing to me because, it's been 10 years since I was treated with a chemo. So I don't know if of course, natural aging has a lot to do with it, but I just feel like, I'm trying to work out a lot of chemicals out of my system right now. And it's another reason why I have to do the daily short workouts, because longer, more spread out workouts, I just couldn't recover from. So 10 minutes is literally about all I could handle. Definitely here's the things, shorter workouts and more recovery. I know nobody wants to hear that, but that is the thing for people our age. At the same time, in this last year, once again, not pushing training every single day, but in the last year, I've made more gains across multiple spectrums of physical disciplines. So it'd be calisthenics, it would be dumbbell, barbell, kettlebell, and heavy jump rope. I made improvements on all of those things doing what I was doing in the last year. So the short, intense, daily but not daily for a year workouts definitely far and away gave me more return with less stress and expense than anything else I've ever done previously in younger years. So anyway, okay, have you ever done any martial arts training? I have, but I'm obsessed with martial arts, but I don't really have that much training in martial arts. I started with Kyokushin karate when I was about 15. I loved to wrestle well before that, just informally. Took a little Gracie Jiu-Jitsu when Halson and Homolo Gracie moved to Honolulu in the early 90s. And that was fantastic. But soon after that, I moved to Los Angeles. I studied Jeet Kune Do and some Muay Thai, and at the time MMA was just coming up, so I spent some time at the Inosanto Academy in Los Angeles, as well as some other kickboxing and fledgling MMA gyms. And I actually fought an MMA bout in Birmingham, Alabama. I think it was in '97 against a guy named Gokor Trevici, and you can see that on YouTube if you want a good laugh. He won. But anyway, yes. And to this, now I'm at my age, I I went back to jujitsu a couple years ago, and that has always been a love. I just love jujitsu, and I'm not much good at it at all. I'm not just saying that to be self-deprecating. I really have very little time and experience in jujitsu, but what I've done is just, it constantly fascinates me, and I don't mind losing. I really don't. I learn so much when these guys just, whatever they're doing, I don't even, yeah, I just get so much out of that. And it's very amusing to me that these people can just do what they do. So anyway, yes, I'm a big fan of martial arts. All of my training, all of it has to do with making me or somebody better at some kind of martial skill. So it's a big deal to me. Thanks for asking. And what's my day job? I'm going to let you guys go because I'm realizing I'm getting a little long on this video. I'm a personal trainer. That's what I've always been. I haven't had other jobs. After high school and in college years, I met my wife. We moved to Los Angeles. Before I met her, I was training in Honolulu at the local gyms, at the Gold's Gyms and Kapiolani and 24-Hour Fitness, and went to LA and worked at Powerhouse Gym, and I worked at private client's house, was training at Gold's Gym there. Yeah, so I've always been a trainer, and now I have a place called fitprohawaii in Honolulu, and that's where we work with our clients every day. So anyway, I know I missed a ton of questions. There were, gosh, there were so many comments. I'm really, once again, very, very humbled and grateful to all of you for yeah, just your support and watching my stuff. But anyway, I'll try.
Crazy hotel rooms
Oh
you won't
boy,
believe exist.
please let me know if there's any way I can improve this format. I know everyone has their opinions, but I just want to know what works. If you need shorter answers to more questions or whatever, just let me know, okay? But I'm going to just keep trying to refine this. But in the meantime, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and much aloha to all of you. Have a great evening or day or wherever.